tyres at your peril. It's reckoned that in Britain alone, rapid deflations or blowouts cause 200 deaths a year.
Interest in the black bouncy stuff has spiced up no end recently, mostly because of the looming threat of litigation. In the Firestone Ford saga in the USA, the treads on Explorer 4x4s separated from their tyres, causing a sudden loss of control. The result is new legislation called the Tread Law. It's now compulsory for all new cars over there to have devices warning of low tyre pressures, either as a readout or a warning light.
While there are no signs of any such legislation over here, more and more manufacturers are offering run-flat tyres, not just for safety reasons, but also to remove the need to carry a spare, thereby saving both space and weight. But exactly how do they work? And more importantly, are they up to the job? Join us later for the ultimate run-flat test, when we puncture them and then test them on the track at speeds of up to 100 miles an hour. Plus, we show just how alarming a blowout on ordinary tyres can be. Most of us don't pay much attention to tyres, but tonight we've got blowouts in close-up. This terrifying 120-mile-an-hour blowout spun a police car 3 times across 3 lanes of traffic. Miraculously, no one was hurt. But what causes a tyre to suddenly peel itself off its wheel? Usually, blowouts build up to the big bang over a period of weeks, sometimes even months. A little nail gets stuck in your tread and slowly works its way through your tyre. The deflation is gradual, and most people won't even notice the difference.
But an underinflated tyre will heat up due to the friction caused by the sidewall flexing. And when it overheats, it's likely to suddenly let go of the rim, something we've simulated here with an explosive charge.
I turned in at 60 miles an hour and experienced a total loss of steering and was glad there was no oncoming traffic to plough into. When a rear tyre blows, the result is even more dramatic. I was surprised by the immediate loss of control. The spin was irretrievable.
Nails aren't the only cause of blowouts. Old tyres can decompose and cause equal havoc. If your tyre looks like this, crazed or covered with spidery cracks, it could be past it, so get it inspected. Tyres baking in the sunlight on the backs of 4x4s are particularly prone to premature ageing. So you think all we need is a simple use-by date stamped into the sidewall. But unfortunately, the industry doesn't seem able to agree on what a safe period actually is. So for the time being, we just have to do without.
There are tyres, though, that supposedly make blowouts a thing of the past. In a moment, after Vicky's had her wicked way, I'll be testing some so-called run-flat tyres at speed. Tonight on Fifth Gear, we're looking at high-speed blowouts. We've seen how disaster can be literally just around the corner. The answer must be tyres that let you drive safely even when they're flat.
Today, there are 2 main solutions. The first is the Michelin PAX system. Now, whereas normal tyres rely on being properly inflated to stay in place, this is mechanically locked onto a special wheel. There's also a solid insert to keep things correctly shaped if you do get a puncture. With a punctured normal tyre, this Renault Scenic follows a pretty frightening course. On optional PAX tyres, with one punctured, the Scenic is more controllable at the same speed.
The PAX system will be fitted to the supposed fastest car in the world, the 250-mile-an-hour Bugatti Veyron, and is currently available on the Rolls-Royce Phantom and the big Audis. Michelin claim comfort, economy and feedback are even better than on standard tyres. However, PAX requires a special wheel design to work.
The second system is sold by Goodyear and Dunlop. It's a run-flat tyre that will work on any wheel, using sidewalls that are 3 times thicker than normal to carry the weight of the car when the tyres are deflated. This is an armoured Range Rover, but the tyres are also being sold with more everyday cars.
Even Minis are now coming with tyres that promise to get you home when a dirty great nail takes a shine to your tread. But of course, there's a price to be paid, with run flats costing on average about 15% more than standard rubber. But obviously, standard rubber is useless when it's punctured.
You won't get 4 flat tyres every day, but if you did, you'd find it impossible to drive more than a few yards. Then things generally get nasty.
To put run flat tyres to the ultimate test, we're going to subject them to that extreme challenge.
So here's the test. Your very own Tiff Noodle, pictured here on my right, will be doing 2 laps on a set of run-flat tyres. For the first lap, they'll be properly inflated, but for the second lap, they'll be punctured.
Most new BMW models are available with run-flat tyres, and whilst there's been some debate about the thicker construction reducing ride quality, nothing felt too unpleasant to me. The lap time on 4 correctly inflated run flats was 1 minute 30 seconds. Time for an unusual pit stop. Well, the first thing you notice is that you think the handbrake's still on because there's a lot of rolling resistance with the flat tyres, but otherwise, so far so good. Ooh, it doesn't sound too happy underneath, but it's still grippy. The tyres are on the rims, everything third. Now we're going to change direction, the middle to right. Ooh, got a noise underneath. Bit of oversteer to left, and a bit more oversteer, and then out onto the big straight. Now we attack the straight at full speed, so let's see what we can peak out at. We're now doing 90. 95. I hardly even know I've got punctured tyres. 100 miles an hour as we come to brake. We're going to brake hard and late. The car responds. This is amazing. The more I drive, the more I can't believe it. Oh, we are cornering on flat tyres at 90 miles an hour. But even when I hit the rippled concrete, I can hear the rippling, but there's no great kicking through the steering wheel. It's very impressive. The fact the tyres stayed on their rims at all was amazing, and the lap time was only 15 seconds slower. Mind you, you're only supposed to use them for a maximum of 50 miles at 50 miles an hour. But there's no doubt that run-flat tyres work.
So now, all you members of the criminal fraternity, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that the next time you book a getaway driver, they simply must come with run-flat tyres.
Of course, there is a slight downside. Police stingers are designed to puncture getaway drivers' tyres and will be rendered useless by run flats. But people are working on alternatives like the X-Net. It's a tricky piece of webbing that literally tangles you to a stop.
What is inevitable is that more and more cars will soon be coming with run-flat tyres. If you fancy fitting them to your current car, it's recommended that you also fit sensors, costing about £100 a set, in case you don't spot you've got a puncture. In the meantime, of course, keeping an eye on the pressures and condition of your tyres is free and helps you avoid these sort of antics, or this sort of drama.